Greetings, everybody. The power is now back on, so we can start our live Q&A now at this time, which is about 3:35 p.m. Thailand time. If you have any questions, now is the time to send them in. Please send them in one at a time, because too many questions will take too long to answer, and your question might be pushed up the page and gone. So better just to send in one question at a time. If this is your first time to join us, please let us know where you come from. I'll be here for 1 hour or less. If there's more question, then I would end it before 1 hour. But if there are questions coming in, I will stay on for 1 hour. So let me start with reading some of your comments. First, Kim Bun Chu, Satu. Dui Long, Satu. Kwan Li Man, dear Ajahn, happy to see you. How is Ajahn after the vaccine? Fine, just have a headache, have a body ache, fever for 1 day, and it's all over now. Matthew Low, Satu. Kim Bun Chu, Satu. James Ong, Satu. Karuna Ajahn, Richard Ajahn, good in everything, thank you. Anuma, Satu. Su Louis, Satu. Chompu, MTR, Satu. Walaiporn, God Namaskaran, Ajahn from Bangkok, Thailand. Wish Tan Ajahn healthy, thank you. So far, so good. Yo SC, Satu. Ui Pohua, Satu. I think this is kind of late for some people. If you are in America, it can be anytime from midnight to about 1 to 4 back in America. Question number 1 from Joanne Ong, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. My 2 sons go to Christian school because of difficulties in enrolling with government school, and private schools are not affordable. When I die, if my 2 sons are Christians, how will you advise the simplest funeral to be? Is it necessary to have the usual rituals, such as chanting for 7 days soul return, etc.? If my son won't chant or follow the ritual, will it have any bad impact? No, it doesn't make any difference how your funeral is being performed. What matters is what you do now. Your good and bad karma will be the one that will decide whether you'll go in a good state or in a bad state. So as far as the funeral for your body is not important, they can do anything with it and it won't matter. Your spirit will not be affected by whatever they do with your funeral. So don't worry, just let them do whatever it is convenient for them. All you have to do now is do a lot of good karma and stop doing bad karma, and you'll be guaranteed a good spot, a good state of being when you die. Chua Chun Hien Tang, Satu. Karuna Ajahn, Nimitta is Sankhara. Doesn't matter. Nimitta is Anicca Dukkha Anatta. Okay. Don't pay any attention to them. Don't be attached to them, because they can give you dukkha. Nimitta is Anicca, temporarily. Dukkha, it can cause you suffering if you are attached to nimitta. Anatta, you cannot control them, so just leave them alone. Singh, good day, Prajan, and everyone from Singapore. Patsy Chung, Sadhu, Sadhu. Today we have power outage from about 10 o'clock to about 3 p.m. Something wrong with the transformer. I think there's an explosion. So they have to fix or replace the transformer. Now it's working okay. I hope it keeps working okay. If I suddenly appear from the screen, it probably means something is wrong with the power again. Patsy Chung, Sadhu, Sadhu. Chu Jin, good evening and my respect to Ajahn. I am from Malaysia, thank you. From Brat Guru, good evening from Cambodia, Venerable Master. Thank you for your participation. If you have any questions, you can type them in, send them in. What we should be concerned with is our action or karma, because our good and bad karma will determine what will happen to us in the future. Good karma will determine good future for us, and bad karma will determine bad future for us. So this is the most important thing that we have to be concerned with. Nothing else has any effect on our future more than our own karma. The Buddha said, we own our own karma. We reap the consequence of our own karma. So try to follow the teaching of the Buddha, which tells us to avoid doing all bad karmas and do good karmas and purify the mind from defilements, because the defilement is the one that keeps pulling us back into samsara. Samsara is the cycle of rebirth in the three realms of existence. Whenever there is birth, there will be aging, sickness, and death. When there is no birth, then there will be no aging, sickness, and death. That is Nibbana. Shuk Boy Lo, good evening, Ajahn. You said that one doesn't wish to be reborn. One should not cling to non-becoming too. Can Ajahn please explain? Thank you. Since non-becoming, this is a translation of the word Vibhava Tanha. Vibhava Tanha, the desire not to want something, like not want to get sick, don't want to get old, don't want to be poor, don't want to catch the virus. These are the Vibhava Tanha that we have to get rid of by realizing the fact that if we're gonna get sick, we're gonna get sick, whether we want it or not. By wanting not to get sick can cause dukkha. That's what it means. It doesn't mean not becoming not becoming to return to recycle of birth. It just means that just keep your mind neutral. Don't act with attraction or aversion to things. Let things come and go naturally by themselves. Don't be attached to them. Don't react to them with attraction or aversion. Then one will not be reborn. Dear Ajahn, with all due respect, will it be detrimental for vipassana practice if I have intimacy with my spouse? Real vipassana practice really applies to those who live alone, who had already attained to jhana. Otherwise, it will be just fake vipassana. You can say you can practice vipassana by contemplating on a supa, and the next thing you'll be sleeping with your spouse, forgetting that you're sleeping with a supa body, for instance. So it doesn't is fake vipassana. Real vipassana is not to do what you see is not good for you. But if you still do things that you see that is not good for you, then it's just fake vipassana, not real vipassana. Kim Chua, respect and gratitude to Ajahn Suchart for guiding us on a regular basis. Alisa Teng, good evening, Tan Ajahn. Felicia Chan, good afternoon, Ajahn. Thank you so much for your Dhamma teaching. You are welcome. See, for lay people, or for anybody, if you practice vipassana, you have to follow what you see. If you see that having a family is dukkha, then you have to get rid of family. You have to be alone if you want to get rid of dukkha. But if you still want to have family, you will get dukkha. So for lay people, it's very difficult to apply vipassana to their reality, because their reality is delusional. They live with dukkha, but when they contemplate on vipassana, they see that what they are living with are dukkha, but they cannot stop living with dukkha. So you have to apply what you see. If you see having something is dukkha, then you must not have it. See, everything that you have is dukkha, because everything you have is anicca, dukkha, anatta. But you don't see that. You still think everything that you have is sukha, is happiness. That's because you don't see the impermanence, that you don't see that sooner or later you will have to lose them. Alisa Teng, good evening, Tan Ajahn. Felicia Chan, good afternoon, Ajahn. Thank you so much for your Dhamma teaching. You're welcome. Jolin Te, Sadhu. Sunny Lim, Sadhu, Sadhu, Ajahn. Suchart, have a good day. Thank you. Tine Poe Ian, Sadhu, Sadhu. Irene Uy, good evening, Ajahn, and everyone in the Dhamma. Sadhu, Sadhu. Alisa Teng, Ajahn, can you please explain in the Sutta of Triple Gem what is meant by 4 pairs of 4 person, 8 types of individual? Please elaborate. It means the 4 levels of attainment. Each level is made up of 1 pair, the path and the fruit. You have 4 levels: Sotapanna, Sakidakami, Anakami, Arahant. So the first pair is Sotapanna. You have to first study how to become a Sotapanna. And when you graduated, you become a Sotapanna. That's 1 pair. See? When you practice vipassana and let go of the first 3 fetters, you are doing the first pair. You being the first pair of persons. First, you be a student studying how to get rid of the fetters. Once you have gotten rid of the fetters, you become a graduate of that level. So you have 4 levels, 4 pairs. Same person, you are the one who will keep changing from one level to the next. First you go to the first level of Sotapanna, then you move up to Sakidagami, Anagami, and Arahant. You have to first study how to get rid of the fetters. And then when you have got rid of, then you have attained to that level of enlightenment. So there are 4 levels of enlightenment, 8 levels of practitioners, or same person, but different status. Break Guru, among 40 Kammatthana, we are beginner. Do we need to practice Anapanasati first, or we can select whichever first? when you meditate, when you sit down to meditate, you use anapanasati. But when you're not sitting in meditation, you do going around doing things, then you use kaya kata sati, meaning you have to focus your attention on your body movement. Keep watching what your body is doing. Don't let your mind go away. This is Kammatthana called Kayanupassana Sati. Then when you sit, then you use Anapanasati. As you move forward, you will use different Kammatthana. So it's not for me here to explain all of them, but I can tell you basically now that you should use mindfulness of body movement whenever you're doing things. And when you sit down, you use mindfulness of the breath. Nabiti, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ben Guru, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Looks like we don't have much question today because people don't expect me to come on at this time. Most people will be expecting me at about 11 or 12 today, but due to power outage, I wasn't able to come on then. I can only come on now. That's because the power just came back on. But we'll keep on going as long as there are questions coming in. From all apprentice, when I have dukkha, I can dampen it down slowly using Ajahn teaching, using mantra or wisdom. But I still have to experience that dukkha. How can I not experience dukkha in the first place? Is it only the enlightened one who doesn't experience dukkha because the enlightened one sees things with wisdom automatically when experiencing things? Well, you can experience dukkha, but you don't have to be consumed by dukkha. See, that's the difference. Dukkha come and go. There are feelings, good and bad feelings, that are still considered to be samuti. And an arahant also has to experience good and bad feelings, but they are not consumed by them, that's all. They just detach themselves or separate themselves from those feelings. They are Dhamma, you can call them Dhamma objects or mental objects, or physical or objects that comes through your body, like painful dukkha of the painfulness of the body, or the dukkha that arises from the mind. They just know that this is natural for these things to come and go, but they're not consumed by them because they don't have any thing to do with them. They just merely know them for what they are. They can come and they can go. They are not afraid of suffering. They are not afraid of dukkha. If they should come, they come, let them come. They will come and they will go. They are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is something you have to experience in your practice. Sometimes it's a deeper layer of knowledge that for someone who hasn't yet practiced, go through the first layer, will not be able to see the deeper layer. Kwan Liman, do you mean Ajahn, do you mean if one has entered the stream, that is the path, and after using, oh, come on, keep running away from me. Your question keep running away from the screen. Do you mean if one has entered the stream, that is the path, and after using vipassana break the three fetters, they will enjoy the fruition? something like that. But once you have entered the path, you have actually enjoyed the fruition. So before entering the path is called the Magga. Once you have entered the path, then it becomes a fruition, become a Sotapanna. By using Vipassana to break the three fetters is the Magga, the path. Once you have broken the three fetters, then you have attained to the fruition of the Sotapanna. So path and fruition does not happen at the same time. No, they come after the other. Path is like walking. You have to walk on the path before you get to the destination of your path. Once you have walked the path, then you'll get to your destination. If you don't walk the path, you won't get to your destination. If you don't use Vipassana to break three fetters, you will not reap the fruits of a stream enterer. Kwan Li Man, so path and fruition does not happen at the same time. Yes. Cheryl Teo, Satu, Satu. Michael Saw, Satu. Jampa Yang Chen. Su Lan Uy, Satu Ajahn for spending time with us. Hope all is well at your side and the power outage has been resolved at the monastery. I hope so. I don't know for how long though. Everything is impermanent. So we just have to take it as it comes. Chonburi Lo, Ajahn, can I sit on a chair to meditate? Yes, you can sit anywhere you like. Keep your back straight. Yo Fu Ti. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Can Ajahn please explain in our daily life, is Samma Sankappo related to contemplating of anicca dukkha anatta, or is it related to avoidance of greed, hatred of our actions, speech and mind? Thank you. All of them. You have to contemplate all of them. You have to look at everything as anicca dukkha anatta. You have to get rid of your greed, hatred, and delusion. You have to follow the teaching of the Buddha. Avoid doing all bad karmas and do only good karmas and purify the mind to get rid of your defilements. This is Samma Sankappo, right thought. Jampa Yang Chen, Ajahn, it's so hard to let go in forgiving someone who has done wrong to us. How to do it? Just don't think about it. Every time you think about it, then just use the mantra Bhutto Bhutto to stop thinking about it. And just, if you cannot forgive, then at least try to forget. And if you should come to face with the person, just use the mantra to stop your reaction toward that person. Just leave that person alone. If you cannot forgive, you cannot forget, then use equanimity. Just leave them alone. Okay. So far, that's about all the questions we have up to now. You can send in more questions. I can wait for your question, no hurry. Ong Apprentice, thank you very much for the explanation. Jampa Yang Chen, okay, thank you. Try to practice mindfulness such as a mantra. This will solve temporarily all of your problems. Anytime you have bad feelings toward anything or anybody, just recite the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto until your mind stops reacting to them. You might not be able to forgive or to do anything good to them, but at least you can stop from yourself from doing bad thing to them. Just don't react to them. Just use the mantra. Keep reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, and leave things alone. Whatever happened, it already happened. There is no point to go back and bring the past back. Let the past be in the past. Keep the mind stay in the present. Forget about everything that happened. Question from Eric Wu, Singapore. I was asked if Buddhism believes in ghosts and spirits. In our teaching, we cover many descriptions about beings from many different realms. May I know what would be an appropriate answer to this question? Well, we are made up of two parts, the physical and the spiritual part. When the body dies, our spiritual part still remains, and it remains in the spiritual state of being, which sometimes we call ghost. So yes, Buddhism speaks about ghosts, but not the type of ghosts that go scare people all over the world. These are the ghosts who exist in a different realm of existence from our human realms. Only those who have some special psychic power will be able to contact them. For most people, it's just delusion or fear of the unknown that create ghosts in their mind. So the real ghosts don't come and scare you. The fake ghosts are the ones created by your fear, your delusion, that keep scaring you. From Sulan Uwe. Dear Ajahn, we see news of people killing themselves. From their perspectives, the problem in their life have ended, so they can start afresh in the next life. Is this correct understanding? Yes, they will start afresh, but in what form? They'll probably start afresh as an animal rather than as a human being, because killing is bad karma. Once you commit bad karma, then you will have to pay for your bad karma in the four realms in the four undesirable realms of existence, either born as animals or exist as in hell as a hellish spiritual being, meaning full of fear, full of hatred, full of anger. So it's not good to kill themselves. They might solve the problem now, but they're creating new problems. So it's better just to use the mantra to calm the mind down. Once the mind has calmed down, then they don't need to kill themselves. They can let the body expire naturally. And then they won't have to go pay for their bad karma. Ali Hassan, good afternoon, Ajahn. Grab all with hello, Ajahn. I did some extra practice during this lockdown. I was having moments where I saw my body as not mine and others the same, but it's very difficult to maintain this perception, as life seems quite depressing and it conflicts with sexual desire. It's a constant struggle as far as I can see. Yes, because you lack mindfulness to calm your mind down. So what you should concentrate on is developing more mindfulness, developing more equanimity. Then there won't need to be any struggle, because the mind will stop struggling. The mind can become peaceful in itself and become happy, and doesn't have to struggle with anybody or anything. So try to develop mindfulness. Keep reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto. and meditate as much as possible. Then your mind will become calm, peaceful, and happy in itself. Then it doesn't need to have anything to make it happy, such as a sexual object. Kanchan Karat, Vandami Pante, I am from Pune, India. How can I train my mind to follow 7 precepts? Abstinence from dancing, music. How can I train my mind? Well, you just have to stay away from these activities. Don't be around people who do dancing, singing, or going to movies and so forth. If you are invited, just tell them that you are not doing this thing anymore. It's like Islam, they can stop eating pork, so you can stop doing dancing and music if you have the determination. Just set up the determination, tell yourself, from now on you're not gonna do this thing. And so once you have this determination, then you can stop yourself from doing them. Mainly internet and mobile engages my mind in watching shows like news and sports. It's better to spend your mind meditating if it's possible. Every time you want to use the internet, you should sit down and meditate instead. Ali Hassan, good afternoon, all Galaya Namita. Happy electric up already, so can hear Ajahn teaches Dhamma. Chayam Lama Gurung, Satu Satu. Jampa Yamchen Ajahn, is it good to cremate a body after 72 hours of passing away or wait for more days? You can create right away, 1 hour or 2 hours. It doesn't make any difference to the body. The reason why people keep longer because they want to show respect or show their love, because sometimes you cremate it very quickly. People might look at you and think you might hate this person, so you want to get rid of this person. So sometimes people say, oh, we should keep them for 3 days, 7 days, or whatever. But it doesn't make any difference to the body. Kwan Liman, dear Ajahn, can Ajahn please explain the first 3 fetters? Well, I think you should go read in the book better, because it's quite clear in the book already, and I have explained so many times before. So next, Karuna Ajahn, I want to ask, Ameta Karuna is naturally appear, or is from our past life, or is from our wisdom? It's from equanimity. It's from your past life also. If you used to have metta in your past life, you will continue in this life to have metta. Even in your past life, if you had no metta, you will continue not to have metta in this life. But you can develop them, or you can also destroy them. If you keep doing metta, you are developing more metta. If you stop doing metta, you are destroying metta from your mind. So it's up to you. Okay. Naga Yogi, Om Buddha, thank you. Okay, I think that's about all the questions that we have for today. So I don't want to drag this meeting on and on without having any direction, anything to do. If you are typing your question, you can continue on typing your question. I'll give you another few minutes waiting for your question to come in. If in the next few minutes there are no new questions coming in, I might have to stop this meeting. Jampa Yangchen. So the mind of the dead is no more existing, and therefore we could cremate the body right away. That's right. Except for some special cases, sometimes the body seems to be dead, but but actually it isn't yet dead, because sometimes the person might enter into jhana, deep jhana. So it appears that the body might be dead. So sometimes you might have to wait a few days to make sure that the body is really dead, that the mind has departed from the body. But usually no, for most cases, once the body doesn't respond to anything, doesn't breathe, doesn't have any activity, probably means the body is dead and the spirit has departed from the body. Karuna, thank you Ajahn. Kim Echua. EOSC, thank you Ajahn. Okay, thank you very much for joining this late session of Q&A. Sorry for coming in so late due to the power outage, which is something I cannot do. Okay, and there's some more couple more questions in. EOSC, thank you again. Yo Fu T, Satu. Tin Jack, dear Ajahn, thank you for today's talk. How do we improve one's self-determination? Appreciate your patience and advice. By doing it, by starting from the easy ones to the harder one. Set up determination to do certain thing and stick to it. Once you have done that, then move up to the higher, more difficult things. It is also helpful to live with people who have strong determination. Like if you live in a monastery with a strong teacher, the teacher will push you to have stronger determination. And the monks, the people living in the monastery also have strong determination. Pasichum, Satu, Satu. Chiao Shang, Ajahn, my meditation is like not progressing. Stop at observing my breath without entering jhana. How to progress further? Just keep watching your breath. Just be patient. Just keep watching your breath coming in and going out. Don't go away. Don't stop doing it. If you persist, eventually your mind will enter into jhana. Don't wish to enter into jhana when you meditate. This will block your entrance to jhana. Just keep watching your breath. Don't stop. Michael saw Ajahn for the Q&A session. Thank you. Jampa Yangchen, okay, thank you. Daniel Sudino. Thank you, Tanajan. Jampa, take care. Ali Hassan, thank you, Ajahn. Stay safe all. See Ajahn again for the next online Dhamma session. Next one will be on Tuesday night. Zoom meeting at 8 p.m. Thailand time. You can join that meeting either coming into the Zoom meeting itself or watch on Facebook Live. If you don't have any question, then just watch on Facebook Live. If you want to ask questions, you have to have a Zoom application and you have to join the Zoom meeting. Then you can ask your question there. Ananda T, Satu, Tinjak, Satu, Satu Ajahn. Okay, that's about it for now. Thank you very much for your participation in this late session of Q&A. I hope it helps answer some of your questions and help advance you in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye for now.